Yo, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? How are you all doing? It's your boy Fusion. In today's video, we are going to be showing you the probably my favorite top 5 classes to use in Rebirth and Verdansk. This is specifically your kind of rush kind of class. So we're talking assault rifle and SMG. That is what I'm mainly pairing today. I might do another episode where we do kind of SMGs and snipers, so like sniper supports and stuff like that. But in today's video, we are going to be focusing on assault rifles and SMGs together. Now, hopefully you're going to enjoy this video, and if you do, make sure to leave a like and make sure to subscribe. On top of that, if you didn't know, we are sponsored by Rogue Energy. If you want to go ahead and give some of their stuff a try, you can use code iFusions for 10% off. And if you do buy some stuff, let me know in the Discord. I will thank you and everything. So if you want to go try out some of that stuff, then please do. That would be awesome. Okay, so I just want to very quickly clarify that just because these are kind of like in kind of like a numbered order, that does not necessarily mean that the first one is better than the fifth one. They're all really good and they're all viable options, and I would highly suggest that you give all of these a try. But just for the numbers' sake, we are going to start with number 5. So first off, we have the Ram 7, and this is your kind of typical build if you're going to use the Ram 7. So we got the monolithic suppressor, the FSS Ranger, we got the Corp Combat Hollow Sight. Now I just want to very quickly stress that we are using the blue dot, as you're going to be able to see right here, because that is the best one to use. All of these ones are very big, as you're going to be able to see, and the blue dot is very small. It's literally the best one to use. So if you're going to use that, then make sure to use the blue dot. If you don't want to use the Corp Hollow Sight, you can go with the VLK. The VLK is good enough. And again, you want to be using the T-pose, because again, that is the best reticle to use on the VLK. But for this sake, I am going to be using the Combat Hollow Sight. Again, I'm just going to switch back to the blue dot. So we've done the sight, we got the 50 rounds, and also we got the Commando foregrip. Again, that is your kind of typical Ram 7 build. On top of that, we are using the Milano. The Milano is so good, kind of unexpected in a way, but back a couple of I think it was a month or two ago, the Milano got a huge buff. It was so good. So we're using the agency suppressor. You could use a sound suppressor if you do want more ADS time. We are using the Task Force, the Tiger Team Spotlight. Now, if you are on console, more than likely you want to get rid of that, and you are probably going to want to put the Field Agent grip on. If you didn't know, consoles struggle a lot more with kind of accuracy and stuff like that because there's less FOV. So console, you're more than likely wanting to go with the Field Agent grip, but if you are playing on PC and you have the extended FOV, the Tiger Team Spotlight is good enough. And we also have the Raider stock, and finally we have the 55 round drum. So that is the class setup for this. Just standard perks. I'm not really going to go into it, but I am using double time. Obviously, we're using overkill, and I am using tracker. Now, recently, from what I've heard, a lot of people are using amped on Rebirth. You could use that if you wanted to, but I'm always sticking with tracker because that means I know where enemies are running off to, and I can go ahead and, you know, kill them. So I'm pretty sure, yeah, all of these classes, I'm running the exact same perks. So, I mean, pick what you like using, but I'm gonna stick with what I have. Okay, so coming on to number 4, and you're probably thinking, you know, why have I got the Scar? Well, if you saw the recent video, you will have been able to see that I've been using the Scar because it is actually really good, providing that you can hit your shots. Which in the video you'll be able to see I hit majority of them. There were a few times where maybe I'd lose a little bit of control, but majority of the time I did hit my shots. So we're using the monolithic suppressor again, we're using the Combat Hollow Sight, the FSS close quarters stock, we are using the 25 rounds, mainly because I don't have the 30 unlocked, and we have the Commando foregrip. And what we're using with that, we're using the LC-10. The LC-10 is really good up close, but it's also quite good at range as well. So we're using the Agency Suppressor, the Task Force, the Tiger Team Spotlight, Raider Stock, and the 55 rounds. Now, again, if you are on console, yes, you'll want to get rid of the Tiger Team Spotlight and probably put the Field Agent Grip on, just for that more, kind of accuracy. So, let's say you don't want to use Cold War guns. Fine, I've got a build for you right now. So, the M13 received a buff back, I think we're talking about three weeks ago, or something like that. And basically, I think it was the damage range went up a little. Well, it was a significant amount. It wasn't little, but it wasn't huge at the same time. It was significant enough for it to become viable. So we are using the monolithic suppressor, the Tempest Marksman barrel. We are using the combat hollow sight. Again, if you wanted, you could go with a VLK, but I'm not going to, just because I prefer the hollow sight. On top of that, we have the Commando foregrip and the 50 rounds. So you could go with a 60, but obviously that means that the aim down sight speed is going to be slower. So I prefer to go with the 50. 60 would actually probably be better, but I'm a guy who likes the fast ADS time, so I do normally stick with 50. But due to how rapid the M13 is, 60 is probably the better option. Now we have the Modern Warfare MP5. I would probably say that this is one of the best SMGs to be using right now. This weapon is very good in terms of TTK. Very similar to the Bullfrog, because the Bullfrog is really good right now as well. So we are going to be showing that later on, but right now we got the MP5 right here, and a few people like to do some different builds, and I'm going to very quickly show you them. So what I would normally go with is I would have the monolithic integral suppressor. That way we can have a barrel but a muzzle at the same time, with only taking up one attachment slot, which is very useful. Now you could go with a 5mm laser if you wanted. If you're gonna go with a 5mm laser, I would probably switch out the Ranger for the Merc, just so you can have better hipfire accuracy. However, if you want to have better ADS time, I would go with a TAC laser, and on top of that I would go with the Ranger foregrip as well. What I normally run is the monolithic integral suppressor, the TAC laser, the F-TAC collapsible, 45 rounds, and also the Ranger foregrip. But like I said, you can change it around if you want to. So what I've seen a lot of people do is, I think normally they go with the FSS light. They get rid of the TAC laser and then they put the monolithic suppressor on. It's something like that. I'm not entirely sure, but that is what some people do, I think, which, if it works for them, it works for them. But personally, I would have to go with the integral suppressor and also the TAC laser. This is what I normally run on my Modern Warfare MP5. So you could try out a few different things if you wanted, but that is probably what I would suggest. The last two classes, I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's strictly Black Ops Cold War weapons. So here we are. We have the meta Farah build, which is the Groove Suppressor, the Last Barrel. We also have the Tiger Team Spotlight. Again, if you are on console, yes, you'll want to go with the probably the, which one is it? Yeah, you want to be going with the Spetsnaz grip rather than the speed grip. I wouldn't go with the speed grip. I would go with the Spetsnaz grip. If you're on console, use that grip, but I'm not. So again, I'm on PC, so we're going to go with the Tiger Team Spotlight. We got the axial arms 3 times, and we also have the 60 rounds. Pairing up with that, we have the MAC-10. The MAC-10 is still really good, and it's still powerful. So we're using the Agency Suppressor, the Task Force, the Tiger Team Spotlight, the Raider Stock, and the 53 round drums. Now, I've seen a lot of people get rid of the suppressor. I'm not entirely sure why, so you could get rid of that. What I would suggest putting on is either the Airborne Elastic Rep or the Serpent Rep. The Serpent Rep is very useful. And the number 1. Now, I've been using this class a lot recently, and it beams. It's so goddamn good. It's really good. We got the Krig 6. The Krig is a beauty. It's so goddamn good. We got the Agency Suppressor. We got the Last Barrel, the CMV Mil Spec. Now, you could go with that, or if you wanted, you could go ahead and use the Ranger. I believe the Ranger gives more bullet velocity, but the Mil Spec is kind of better for ADS time, and also better recoil control as well. That's my understanding. We have the Tiger Team Spotlight. Of course, you can get rid of that for the Field Agent if you want to. We have the Axial Arms 3 times, and again, we have the 60 rounds. We're using the Bullfrog with that, because the Bullfrog is really good at the moment. It's been beaming people. It's so goddamn good. We're using the Group Suppressor. I'm using the Task Force, but you can go with, I think it's the VDV Reinforced. I'm pretty sure that one is really good as well. So if you want to go ahead and use that, go for it. We have the KGB Skeletal Stock. We have the 65 rounds and also the Serpent Wrap. Now, if you wanted, again, if you were on console, you could go with the Spetsnaz Grip. It is useful. And I have seen some people use the 85 round mag. I personally wouldn't, just because I prefer the ADS time. 65 is more than enough in my opinion. And so that is all of the classes. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe for the post notifications on. Thank you all for watching. Have a great day. Peace.